Now we'll see the heartbleed attack. Heartbleed attack is nothing but we can access the memory that is beyond the specified location whenever we use OpenSSL package for making the HTTP communication secure. That is what is called heartbleed attack. This is the most frequently observed bug in the OpenSSL version 1.0. So it is an advisory. It is an advice given to the security engineers to shift from OpenSSL to OpenSSL version 1.0 to the latest updated version. In OpenSSL packages, in some functions and in some headers, okay, there exists a bug and vulnerability which will give you the overflow. That means you can access the location which is above the content, above the locations of the given specified boundaries of memory. The heartbleed bug is a serious vulnerability in a popular OpenSSL cryptographic software library. That means because of the vulnerabilities available in library, if you might have used the same library and coded your program for providing security, if the attacker comes to know that you have used a vulnerable library, then they can also go for performing of the attack. So this is a classic example that how the vulnerabilities can be inherited from the software library. This weakness allows stealing the information protected under normal conditions by secure socket layer or TLS encryption used to secure the internet. Basically, this SSL or TLS will be used as a security layer in the VPNs. So even though you use VPNs, because of this attack, the systems may not be vulnerable. The systems becomes vulnerable. So the heartbleed bug, we can say, allows anyone on the internet to read the memory of the systems protected by the vulnerable versions of the OpenSSL software. This compromises the secret key used to identify the service providers and to encrypt the traffic. The names and passwords of the users and the actual content. This allows the attackers to eavesdrop on communications, steal data directly from the services and the users, and to impersonate services and users. This is what the main problem with this heartbleed attack. So how this particular thing will be happened? So first, it is just like your the fragmentation related kind of thing. First, it will mention that okay, the next fragments are of higher size, but whenever they reassemble at the receiving end, that may not match the size described in the first fragment. Thereby, the operating system may crash. In same way here also, the heartbleed attack. In the heartbleed attack, the first it will mention this much memory is required, but slowly the next packets may give you the higher memory location. So thereby, what will happen? There is no system of verifying whether this memory is the requested memory is the correct memory or not. Thereby, what will happen? The heartbleed will attack. Heartbleed will perform or will be happen. This is the way this heartbleed will happen, and the snort has identified this heartbleed attack, and many people have tried their used their knowledge and developed the rules for the heartbleed attack to detect as soon as possible. And it was labeled as it was also labeled in the CVSS base that is Common Vulnerability Exposure Database, as 2014-0160. That means this is found in the 2014. So the TLS DTLS implementation in the OpenSSL 1.0.1 do not properly handle the heartbeat extension packets. The heartbeat, in the sense, it's just like the hello packets, okay? Heartbeat extension packets, which allows the remote attackers to obtain sensitive information from the process memory via crafted packets that triggers the buffer overread, as demonstrated by read private keys related to d1 underscore both.c, t1 underscore lib.c, also known as the heartbleed bug. That means this bug was identified in the OpenSSL library in the files. These are the two files. So buffer overflow attack means you are aware of that using of the unlimited memory. Just like if you use mloc, but not mloc, strcmp, str, string handling functions, strcpy. So the starting string, string 1 and string 2, you don't have any limit for copying the both the strings. So these kind of things sometimes may go out of the allotted memory. So thereby what will happen, this bleed will happen. So some researchers have developed the rules and they tested against, they have developed their own rules and tested against various websites which are having OpenSSL 1.0.1 as the service. And now everyone has upgraded their sites to the OpenSSL 1.0.1, to the higher levels, higher versions. However, but some researchers have installed the toy simulators or toy websites which with the OpenSSL 1.0.1, and they have written their own rules and tested against them. So here is a paper over the internet. Here a snot based approach for heartbleed bug detection. This is a 2014 paper when the heartbleed attack is as the hot topic. So what they have done is they have here the common vulnerability from the reference of CVE 2014 0160. So this is the rule mentioned and placed in the snot. So from any external network to the home network with HTTPS as a service, 443 as the port number. Message OpenSSL heartbleed attack. The flow will be from the server to the client established. The content we are supposed to look for in the packet is 1803. Depth is 3. That is, we are going to see the first 3 bytes. And byte test 2, which is greater than 200, comma 3. So big byte test 2 less than 16,375. Okay. So that means the memory range, that is the range we are going to fix here. That is, we are supposed to see whether the packet content consisting of the size, okay, bytes size, requested byte size is within the limit or not. This is one thing we are going to check here. So big threshold, type, limit. So like that, the things were mentioned here. Now, this was modified by the same person. This modified the authors in the following way. Instead of mentioning too much memory, so what is the necessary packet header memory required, that much they have adjusted here. The same, very simple thing they have done is they have adjusted the memory sizes and with some comparative symbols and used it. So either you may use this, no problem. As it is, you may use it and you may run it, and you can test whether the logs will be recorded or not. So these are the rule. This is the original rule, and they have modified to this rule, and they have run on some toy websites with the OpenSSL 1.0.1. So they have identified that rule 2 is detecting better compared to the rule 1, and they have published this paper. That means That means just by modifying the rule, how effectively you will write the rule and how you will modify the rule will also improve the detection accuracy of the attack.